Are we in a housing bubble? Chad Helmcamp here with BWC Lending. What is a housing bubble? What that means is people think that all of a sudden we're going to have a drop in demand, which would consequently cause housing prices to fall dramatically. Are we in a housing bubble today? Most experts believe that we are not, because we have a supply-demand issue. We have a shortage of supply and a great deal of demand for housing, and so very few people are expecting that we're going to see any great drop in real estate prices anytime soon. The closest analogy we have up to a housing bubble would be the dot-com bubble. Back in the day when you had the speculation with internet stocks and internet prices just went through the roof, you saw a huge correction in the stock market at that time as it relates to the stock market bubble of 1999. What causes a housing bubble? Well, a number of things cause a housing bubble. Economic prosperity, so in other words, a lot of money in the marketplace to buy homes. Loose underwriting guidelines or lots of different mortgage products to help people buy homes. Speculation. You have a lot of speculation in the market. People buying homes just because they think they're going to go up in price dramatically, as opposed to having a solid reason to purchase that home, whether it be to live in it, whether it be to rent it, whatever the case may be. We don't have a lot of speculation in the marketplace. I'm not saying there isn't any, because there certainly always is some degree of that. But I would say those are the primary drivers that would potentially cause a housing bubble, and we don't have a lot of those elements in existence today. Here to tell you my thoughts on whether or not we're in a housing bubble. This is the question we're getting a lot these days. Are we in a housing bubble? And I think the bottom line is most experts would agree that no, we're not. The reason we were in a housing bubble back in the 08-09 era was the economy was really great for a long time. There was wide access to a lot of different mortgage products, and our underwriting guidelines were just really, quite honestly, just too loose. Coupled with builders building at an unbelievable level for a very long time because almost everyone could qualify to buy a home. Well, after the 08-09 crisis, builders stopped building the way that they were prior to that, and so we've been underbuilding for the better part of a decade. So most experts believe now that we're short housing anywhere from 1 to 3 million homes across the country. So we don't have the supply-demand issue that we had back then. So number one, we still have a shortage of supply of homes. The demand is still really, really strong. We're seeing home prices start to level out a little bit. There's not quite as much competition as we saw before, and we don't have the loose underwriting guidelines that we had back then. So I don't believe we're in a housing bubble. I don't think we're going to see some great correction in housing prices. If anything, we'll see them level out a little bit. But that's our opinion on where we're at as far as housing is concerned.